Let's talk about Jason Derulo and this.
Yeah.
Okay, this wasn't a tangent per se, but this was a very hilarious video. And another example I want to point out of horrible of media manipulation. So the article just says, it says, video shows Jason Derulo fighting two men after being called Usher.
Come on, that's a compliment.
But that's oy vey.
What?
It says Jason Derulo got into an altercation in Las Vegas on Tuesday morning when a man was caught on video calling him Usher and cursing at him. According to TMZ, the incident occurred where is it here? At the Aria Hotel in Vegas, where Derulo and his entourage clashed with a young group of men after one of them called the fellow R&B singer Usher, "Hey Usher, F you, bitch." Now, notice how they leave that out of the headline on all of these. It says, it makes it seem, it's deliberately done to make it seem like some dude called Jason Derulo Usher, and he's just like, not on my watch.
Well, even if he did, it's like, I'm not, say it was me, and someone said, "Hey, Usher, F you."
Well, it would be a little bit weirder if they called you
so
Usher.
It wouldn't matter.
It would
it's
be
like,
a little
okay,
bit...
the guy thinks I'm Usher, like, he's saying this to
Just
Usher.
hear him out. I know it's kind of weird because Cardi didn't realize that he's not Usher.
It would be a little bit weird if they thought you were Usher. Maybe somebody else.
Oh, okay.
There's just some glaring differences that just wouldn't really fly in that comparison. But, you know, they could compare you to, I don't know, who's a popular singer right now.
I don't know. If someone said, "Hey, Justin Bieber."
Oh my God. You can be Shawn Mendes. Go like,
sure.
"Hey, fuck you, Shawn Mendes. How dare you?"
I literally blanked the F word earlier, and she's just like,
yeah.
She's like, "Hey, Brett." She's like, "Hey, Brett, F you about F you." Thank you, Miracle, for that. That was fantastic. So when this video gets the ban hammer, we'll blame you.
Wait, did I really say the word?
I think so.
Did I?
Do you not listen to your self-talk?
No, I blanked out.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I recently watched all 3 Rush Hour movies again. Comedy gold and a true classic. And they stole that Mariah Carey scene, that motif in the movie Free Guy, where he's walking around listening to Mariah Carey fantasy. There's a scene in Rush Hour where like the little girl from the embassy is just in a car with 2 like big looking scary dudes, and she's in the back seat singing that song.
Aww.
Yes. So in the video, you literally hear them say, he says, hey Usher, and he doesn't actually turn around and go back after these guys until they says "F you, bitch." So it's like, this is the media absolutely taking advantage of the fact. It says video shows Jason Derulo fighting 2 men after being called Usher. So you assume he's just nuts, and he's like, you can't handle being. It's
and then the video they show is him like beelining through red tape, like to beat some guy up.
Very impressive.
Relentlessly, it's like, dude, why?
Very impressive on his part to be that. That's very alpha male of him.
I don't think it's very alpha.
It's a joke.
Okay,
it's a joke.
It's like, no, it's not.
It means he's actually got a very delicate ego.
Yeah.
Additional footage posted on Instagram shows Derulo being escorted out of the hotel in handcuffs moments after the fight broke out. From what I understand, he wasn't booked.
I'm sure they let him go right after that.
They're like, okay, we've made our photo op. Let the celebrity go.
Yeah.
Let the celebrity go. It's unclear what sparked the altercation between Derulo and the 2 men. No, it's not. It's very clear what sparked the altercation between Derulo and the 2 men. But based on the footage captured leading to the fight, it looks as though words were exchanged when he was going up the escalator, which made him come back down, and that's when one of the men yelled at him, "Hey Usher." So they were heckling him, and he was just, maybe, it's one of those things, he's had a bad day.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm sure all of us have been like, have you ever seen those memes of like it's like your shirt getting caught on a door handle and says, "Why does this only happen when you're in a bad mood?" One
of the biggest ones is like when you used to have wired headphones and you like put a weight down, it pulls it out of your ear or something like that.
Now my ears hurt and the music stopped. Now I can't hear the music anymore.
Then somebody opens the door and says, "Hey Usher, you."
Like, oh really?
He's like, I can either handle being called Usher or being told to F off, but I can't handle both at the same time.
I don't know that feeling. I know the feeling like when my bracelet. So I wear 2 bracelets, and they have charms on them. I used to have a tea kettle on it.
I make her take them off because they're so damn loud.
Yeah, you can't jingle.
You can hear them.
Shh, I like the jingle. It calms me down.
You should have mentioned that about the thing earlier about what you do when you're in a bad mood.
Oh. Well, I do it, and sometimes
Here comes another long-winded story.
You have two, because if you lose one, then you still have one more. So like that.
Yeah. Well, I lost the tea kettle, so you can kind of see it. It's like missing. But when
I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I used to have the tea kettle, it used to get caught on my knitted clothes. So all my cashmere clothes and knitted clothes would get caught by it, and I'm like, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do.
And then
Somebody
you don't want to break
me.
it. You don't want to break the...
No, and like I'm trying to figure out a way to get my wrist out, and then I get really frustrated where I'm like, just cut it. I don't care.
And then picture the person who comes to cut it says, "Hey, Usher, you."
It's literally the design. Like all those things are designed to like make a bad day worse for everyone. For me, it's the I tend to be one of those people that. People here at work joke around about the fact that I have like
heavy feet.
I've been skating for 23 years. Okay, I've had either rollerblades on my feet for 23 years, and years before that I played hockey for 12 years. So I've almost always had things on my feet, heavy. So I walk very heavily throughout the house. Now I'm extremely self-conscious about it because I'll be walking down the stairs and the whole house sounds like it's shaking. Yeah. I'm like, I don't even weigh that much. I'm like 5'5". This is bullshit. And but what happens is that when I just swore because this segment is already screwed if we're
fuck.
Exactly. Oh. Well, I wouldn't have gone that far,
right,
but you know, it is what it is. But like, what happens is when I'm having a bad day, invariably I will stub my pinky toe on something.
Yeah. Dude, happens to me all the time.
And I will start screaming and swearing and shouting to the high heavens.
I will not, because I know, or I feel like there's somebody waiting over my shoulder that gets joy out of me being in pain, and I'm like, I'm going to pretend like this didn't happen.
Not today, Satan.
Not giving you what you want.
Yep.
Really? I'm really psychotic.
Might be the most narcissistic thing we've ever... Like, me and you believing that, like somebody's going to care.
Well, you know, there's some kind of spirit responsible for bad luck. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
That could be it.
Well, there's some people that actually believe it. But for me, when I get hurt, I'm really insane. I laugh at it. Like, there was a time where, like, I fell on my my bottom, and, like, I almost broke my tailbone, and I was like laughing real bad, and like everybody's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just fell."
That's how skating falls are for me. I talk about that a lot in my videos. Like
you just laugh it off.
No, I don't laugh it off. I literally I bathe in the pain because
I try and pretend it doesn't happen.
It wakes me up, and it makes me. It kind of reminds me that you're human and you're mortal. One thing about living in the West is like a lot of people take for granted just how easy we have it here.
Yeah.
Yes, you have some debt, and yes, your life you might have to work a lot, but in general, we have it very, very, very good. I was
literally
here.
thinking about that yesterday as I was walking to my car. It was like 20 degrees, and I'm like, I'm not even cold right now, because thinking about being like in Soviet Russia standing on a log and negative 60 naked.
At least I'm not in the gulag.
Like, oh my God, how did people survive that?
Yeah, like Brett was making fun of me because I said, "This is cold," and he's like, "Oh, you tiny little Californian, like you can't stand the cold." And I was like, "It's
that
cold."
was a horrible rendition of me making fun of you.
No, because I was about to...
How I make fun of her is actually far better than that. Please do not... I'm insulted by how you portrayed my insulting you.
Well, you made fun of me saying, like, I can't stand the cold. I almost died yesterday because of the cold.
Really?
I fell in the snow.
I think I have a number for a wambulance here somewhere.
What's the wambulance number?
It's actually, you can take it and you go to a restaurant and you get some French fries.
And French fries, yes.
Oh my God, I have French fries at home because I went to this I went to this Korean restaurant that had chicken bulgogi. Bulgogi. That's not how you pronounce it, but I'm not Korean, so sorry. It's the sweet beef, and it was poutine. And I was really happy, but I wasn't happy when they put jalapenos in it. But it was okay.
I wouldn't be either.
That's not good.
Yeah, it looked like a nacho kind of, and I was like, this is not poutine. Poutine is so good and glorious. Those cheese curds, come on.
This all of which this has nothing to do with happening to Jason Derulo, but I do imagine that as a celebrity, that they have to, that this stuff happens on a regular basis. So it's clearly out of the ordinary for somebody like that, for him to do this. Otherwise, I feel like I wouldn't have seen this story so many places.
Yeah, because like if it happened all the time, like.
Not like we discussed in the Antonio Brown. I don't know if you saw that incident of the guy. The Antonio Brown's a football player for the Buccaneers, and he like ran out in the field.
Took his shirt off.
Took his shirt off, yeah.
What was that about?
And basically, like, the coach wanted him to play, and he said, I'm too injured to play. And this guy's got, like, but what I'm saying is, like, for Derulo, clearly this isn't the commonplace, but with Antonio Brown, there was a bunch of stories of him with kind of bizarre behavior.
Yeah.
So
you don't hear much about Jason Derulo doing stuff like this.
No. So I feel like there would have been more news about it, or less news about it if it was more commonplace.
I gotta say, he's a really great songwriter too.
Jason Derulo.
He's written so many songs for other people that I know about that have been like straight up hits.
And one of those artists that proves how a lot of people don't realize how difficult it is to both dance and perform at the same time. To sing and dance at the same time.
Yeah, look at Neo.
Like, if you look at like something like what we do here, like it took a couple of before we went live, it was basically fixed. But when we started recording these segments, even just getting your breathing pattern down and learning to talk normally in front of a camera without hyperventilating and stuff is like a skill set. So
I always think about learning to play the guitar and sing at the same time. That took me forever to learn how to do. It was like, I'm never going to get this.
Jason Derulo does have one of my favorite music videos ever because it's basically a copy and paste of the I think 2009 was one of the best years ever for pop music, for pop R&B and hip hop.
Man.
2009 was incredible. If you want proof, go listen to the DJ Earworm 2009. He does every year he does like a mashup of all the best pop songs. Now I don't listen to the radio, but I did back then because I was driving.
Back then they still played like rock on it.
Yeah, I was
Six Kids and the Ready Set, who Jason Derulo wrote that.
Oh my God,
Love Like Whoa song.
Oh my God, that was the name I was looking for when I said,
Like Whoa.
What if somebody mistook you for the guy from the Ready Set? That was
I'd be honored.
It was his hair.
Maybe.
Like he had the hair.
Zoomer has question. What's Ready Set?
The Ready Set is like one of the first neon punk guys from MySpace who popularized autotune in that space.
Think like what would eventually become like Gym Class Heroes and moved on to it's that whole generation. There's some who
probably haven't heard of Never Shut
Metro
Never
Station.
Metro Station.
Yeah, man, we're getting into.
Wait, what about?
Yeah, man, that was my jam. I'm still stuck in those times a little bit.
After they have a song called "After the Fall" that
What about the Far East movement?
What?
That's a little bit later down the line.
The people who sing Rocketeer and Fly Like a G6.
That was that was later.
More
2012
stuff. Yeah, it was.
But 2009, if you listen to the DJ Earworm mashup of the 2009 pop songs, and it's absolutely incredible the amount of song that Jay Sean had a very popular song, a couple of popular songs that year. But Derulo had a song called "The Sky's the Limit." That it's the most 90s music video you've ever seen. It's literally him dancing with a girl in a in like a fisheye filmed room of mirrors.
Dude,
it's hilarious.
Even
awesome.
in so. I don't tell many people this, but when I was living in New York, I tried out for The Voice, and I picked like a couple songs. One of them was a Jason Derulo song that was popular at the time. It was like that one song where it's like, that song. What's that called?
I know what you're talking about.
Hey, don't you want me?
Yep.
You know.
Want you to want me.
Yeah, want you to want me.
Yep, there was like a guitar set. There was like a Guitar Center Sessions version of that.
And
was
even that was great.
That was like acoustic guitar.
Oh my God! I forgot he sang "Savage Love."
I don't know what that is.
I don't know that one.
It's a TikTok song where it's like "Savage Love."
She's such a. Everything this generation is filtered through the internet. It's insane.
Well, you remember "Talk Dirty to Me"?
I do know the song, but
and then "Wiggle."
Riding Solo was better.
I know
anyways.
the Wiggles.
No, there's a song that he sang that was like "Wiggle, Wiggle, Wiggle." Dun, dun, dun,
yeah, I
dun,
hated
dun.
that song.
Too bad for the people who are listening to the audio version of this. They can't see Miracle doing what was supposed to be like a weird dance right there.
Oh, I did a dance.
It was kind of a dance.
And then you remember that song, "What You Said"?
Yep.
Maybe.
But that was okay.
What You Said.
Oh, we're talking about Imogen Heap.
It was the Imogen Heap song.
Yeah, that was
a
a steal.
No, it wasn't.
Maybe not.
They worked together on it.
Did they?
It says Jason Derulo.
But she does that chorus.
Yeah, but he pulled that chorus from her old song "Hide and Seek."
Yes.
Which was like way older, so she wasn't
But
actually going back
she
in the
gets
studio,
money
was she?
from it.
Oh, yeah.
She still
No
gets
way.
money
He's
from
not
it.
32 years
I'm
old.
not accusing him of stealing the song.
Okay.
I know they worked out some kind of deal.
The Imogen Heap is another one who.
She's amazing.
paved the way for bands like Polka.
Oh, dude, she invented her own gloves
Yep.
to make music while standing in certain parts of the stage, and she waves her hands.
Arguably, she would have been influenced by Bjork and
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like I like that generation of. She has a song called 2-1 that 2-1 that's really really good.
Yeah.
Very very good artist.
I love her.
I don't really follow as much anymore, but a lot of those artists, it's kind of hard because they hit their heyday, and they'll still have their hardcore fans, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah. We've gone off the topic of Jason Derulo getting into. Well, we got back on it when we were talking about his music.
We got it. We used him as a gateway to get into talking about music, which I'm totally pumped about.
Maybe he had like a bad Maybe he had like a bad performance that day.
But yeah, it was just funny seeing him like beelining at some dude and like. I just can't picture myself even flying. Like, even if it was the last, straw for me, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think so.
You think you would, but you don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
You don't know what it's like. He's got an entourage.
Maybe he was drunk. I don't know.
Well, he's got an entourage. He's got a busy life. He's got a lot going on. Like everybody has their breaking point, and everyone can have a bad day.
Maybe he really likes Usher too, and he's defending his friend. I don't know.
Or he hates Usher, and he's like, "Don't you compare me to Usher?"
It's like, "Don't you ever compare me to Usher?"
Though I think
again.
that would be a step up for him, at least as far as
Maybe it was Usher, and they saw him.
And Usher's just got the greatest PR team ever, and they've just like, no, it wasn't Usher, it was Jason Derulo.
Yeah.
Because maybe like Derulo like snubbed him at a party once, like Usher reached out for a handshake, and Derulo just like walked past him, and so ever since then there's like a blood oath vendetta against one another.
He thinks about him when he goes to sleep, thinks about him when he wakes up.
I'll get you before I'm done,
it's like
Derulo.
MacGruber writing down the license plate,
Exactly.
You've seen MacGruber, right?
Yeah, yep.
He's like, oh!
But out of those two, which one do you prefer? Oh, let me also throw in Neo, because Neo was a part of their time too.
Yes, he was.
At
first, when you said Neo, I thought you were talking about the Matrix Neo. I was like, what?
No,
Neo.
It's N-E hyphen
Y-O.
Yeah.
Yes.
But basically, out of those three, which one do you prefer more?
Who are the three that were?
So Jason Derulo, Usher, and Neo.
I've only ever heard Jason Derulo's stuff. I can't,
You've never heard an Usher
crowd.
song?
No. Oh my God, I bet you have.
Maybe. I probably have.
DJ's making us fall in love tonight.
How does that go?
Like, my mind is blown right now that a dude who makes music for...
Hey, man, this isn't my influence. I'm not an R&B guy.
Okay, and there's also the song...
He made the song You Make Me Wanna, which was like his first hit single when he was like 12.
Also, the song "Love Is in This Club Tonight." In this club.
I've heard the first song that you mentioned, and I know a band that featured Neo in the song, but I'd have to say Jason Derulo.
Oh, he also did a ABC song for Sesame Street.
Well, I don't watch Sesame Street near.
Sorry,
we're not exactly the target demographic for Sesame Street right now.
Okay.
Or are we?
I don't know, but there's also the song "Climax." Do you remember that?
I'd have to hear it.
Nope.
Nope, we're not going to sing it. I can't reach his
We're moving
height.
on.
You're right. We can't get into
We are moving on. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.